Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this round 5 side in the Carnegie Challenge Cup. A rather blustery Grattan Stadium also. First of all, quick run through the teams. I'm Paul Smith and here's the Bradford lineup. At fullback, Dave Halley. And it goes Ricky Sharif, Steve Menzies, Chris Hero, Stuart Reardon, Paul Saxon, Brett Carney at scrum half. Then in front row, Nick Scruton, Heath Strange, Andy Lynch, Elliot Whitehead, Warranty in the second row, Glenn Hall at loose forward with James Donaldson, Wayne Godwin, Michael Platt and Craig Copchak at loose forward. Now with the Leigh team, it's Dominic Burke.
Hello, good afternoon. We've got Stuart Donlan at fullback, Steve Maiden on the right wing, McGrath Luluai at centre, Mick Nannin other centre, Nicky Stanton on the left wing, Martin Ridyard stand-off, Robbie Paul scrum half, Chris Hill and Ricky Bybee form the props. There's a kick out.
Yeah, the kick-off just going, bouncing out over the dead ball line, so Dominic, would you like to finish that meeting?
Yeah, we've got Dave McConnell at hooker with Chris Hill and Ricky Bybee forming the rest of the front row, James Taylor, Tommy Goulding and Dave Armstead at loose forward, Jamie Durbin, Mike Morrison, Ian Moore and Danny Meakin on the bench spot.
So, as Bradford taking his up out now, it's up to the 40-metre line with Andy Lynch. And really, it's a good chance to make amends for the poor display that they showed last week at Edinburgh, isn't it, Dominic?
It certainly is, but, I mean, there's Robbie Paul coming back and he's not going to take this game lightly. And I do remember losing quite a few games to Ian Millwall sides over the years, so I wouldn't take anything for granted tonight, Paul.
So as Paul Sykes takes the ball forward, just inside the Leigh 20. Goes down the blind side, Heath Strange. Now Michael Warranty. Warranty just taking the ball over the 10-metre line. Last tackle calls Thierry Oliver, today's referee. Paul Sykes, the ball goes back to now Brett Carney. Carney, what can he do? A little grubber kick through, putting pressure on the winger there, but gets the ball away and he's on in goal. Great work from the Leigh winger there, Steve Maiden, and good effort from Leigh to get out there in goal.
Yeah, it certainly was. It's always risky to try and play the ball in your own goal, but the chase was only up on the one man and they certainly weren't expecting the offload, so good play from Leigh and they managed to get out of the 20 pretty easily. Well, the 10, sorry.
So as Leigh trying to drive the ball out their own 20-metre line, as Robbie Paul, as you say, making his return appearance at Old Team. We thought he'd had his last appearances playing Salford last year, but he's back in the cup playing for Leigh at scrum half. And Dave Halley now takes the kick going forward to Robbie Paul.
Yeah, there's a strong wind here, Paul, coming from the left to the right. Obviously this first half for Bradford's going to be quite tough up against it, but it should be useful for us in the second half to try and use it if we're trying to play down the clock or just get some extra metres.
And quite a sizable crowd come over from Leigh. Over eight supporters buses have come over from Leigh, and whoever else has driven over themselves. A good support from the Leigh side.
For a minute I thought you were going to say over 8 supporters come, Paul, and I think that only beats Harlequins and only just.
As Elliot Whitehead gets a penalty for the Bradford Bulls. Mr. Ali Bear awarding the penalty to the Bulls. Holding onto the leg is his decision. Brett Carney just deposits the ball into touch, back 5 metres from the Bulls line, 3 minutes gone. Heath Strange takes a tap now. Brett Carney to Glenn Hall. Glenn Hall playing loose forward today. You've normally seen him at proper second row. He just finally gets wrestled to the ground by 3 players. Strange. Andy Lynch running at the gap there. Andy Lynch is over, but he's held up, says referee Thierry Oliver.
Yeah, he just had the ball in the wrong hand there as he went down. He landed with the non-ball carrying arm just on his side and he couldn't roll over to the defence. It held him up quite well. So, good start there so far. Nice bit of enterprise for Lynch there. He found quite a big gap as Sykes tries to just find a gap.
Yes, Heath Strange now from Acton out. Looking, dummy and going himself. Gets just short of the line, a metre short of the line now. Beckham in Acton out. Misses out 2 players. The ball gets to Nero. Chris Nero in at this left corner. Thierry Oliver wants to try him out. There was 2 dummy runners there, but I think one of them was meant to get it, but in the end it's got the try for the ball.
Yeah, I think it was Heath Strange that just ducked under that pass. They just squirmed along the floor towards Crisnero there, and with that sort of distance, he's got too much power against, without sounding derogatory towards Leigh tonight. A weaker centre up against him, so he's used to quite strong, big, burly centres up against him. So it wasn't going to be too difficult for him. But it was a scrappy try, Paul. I'm hoping we're going to see a little bit more flair than that this evening with Kearney at scrum half.
A little bit more fun, but a little bit more composure and a little bit better completion in it as well. As you say, it's a scrappy track, but we'll take it. So Paul Sykes having to line up the kick because of course there's no matter of figure. Damaged his shoulder in Edinburgh last week. So Paul Sykes taking his time. As the Bradford faithful give us our usual welcome to our commentary position. Paul Sykes now with the kick into the wind. Nicely floats the ball through a little bit of reverse swing, but lovely kick from the side touch shot.
Yeah, just swung in the air a little bit. It did look good. Yeah, the usual banter we get from the crowd, and you'd think we turn up with Leigh shirts on, the enthusiasm they show trying to bring us down. It don't work, does it, Paul? We're not bothered by that.
We don't rise to their bait at all as Leigh kick us off now. Elliot Whitehead with that ball. It seems to be holding up in the wind. I think our commentary position, we're getting the swirl of the wind because it appears to be blowing the other way or across field even. So it's still a strong wind, so kicking will be difficult in this game. Stuart Reader plays the ball. Alec goes now. Glenn Hall just taking the drive up.
Yeah, it's very rare, Paul, to be able to work out where the wind is actually coming from. So I think it's always swirled round in the air. Sykes was just unlucky there. He run a good angle and unlucky to just make the break. Two defenders on him very quickly. As Kearney's kick goes deep.
Yeah, Brett Carney with a deep kick there. As Stuart Donald just waiting for that ball, taking the ball forward now for Leigh. But good Bradford, solid defence, a good chase there from the Bulls from the kick now. As Leigh taking the ball forward, trying to get over that 10-metre line, just can't quite get over this first time. And Thierry Oliver awards a penalty. Obviously not good enough to tackle quick enough. So Stanton it was under the tackle there.
Oh yeah, and Andy Lynch and Nick Scruton, the two closest players to the offence. It looked like Lynch were getting up a bit gingerly. He's still got his leg strapped up quite a bit. He had it last week. He's obviously still playing. Oh, a big hit from Nick Scruton there. We're seeing that every week, Paul. He's becoming quite a menace, isn't he?
I think he's doing it just for us, Dominic. And the crowd will seem to love that big hit for these. As Leigh now from acting half, just trying to take that ball forward, but can't get much further than the 40-metre line now. Robbie Paul looks pass back inside there to Bybee. Ricky Bybee, big prop forward, ex-Wigan. Yeah, ex-Wigan player.
Yeah, ex-Wigan, ex-St Helens. He's been around the block as Ricky Bybee.
As the kick from Robbie Paul just goes a bit too deep for Leigh's liking, so it's a Bradford 20 tap. As Ricky Sharif now taking that ball forward, makes the first impact, gets tackled by another two men now. He's now Nick Scroop taking the ball forward for the Bulls, trying to make some good meters. As Elliot Whitehead just throws a little dummy, just goes it himself. Heath Strange now for that to now. It's Glenn Hall. Glenn Hall on to halfway. Thierry Lebert taking the Leigh team back a good 10 metres. Andy Lynch to Brett Carney. Carney gets the ball away to Andy Lynch. Andy Lynch now looking for a gap, finds a half gap, gets the ball away. Went backwards, says the ref. No, it's a knock on. Obviously a call from the touch judge there. I don't know what you thought of it. I thought it was a knock on myself, personally.
Yeah, he did touch it with his left hand and it did seem to roll slightly forward. Tried to give him that as a knock on initially, but Thierry Albert did kind of gesture his hand pushed forward as if to say it went backwards. What's going on in the scrum there, Paul?
There's only 3 men in the scrum from the Bulls, and they were trying to win against their head. That's a good effort from the front row there.
Well, we do have a big pack, and we're famed for his big packs here at Bradford, so why not? It's like a training exercise.
I don't think Leigh will be thinking that now as they take the ball over the halfway line. Robbie Paul looking busy again, throws a little dummy, gets the ball out. Now, Leigh, they've got a man overlap here, but good tackling from Brett Carney. Gets the man down and holds the ball as well to stop him passing it out. Now, Leigh, big hair from a big man, taking the ball forward.
Yeah, he's got similar hair as his brother Thomas had when he was playing down at Harlequins. I remember when he famous came across, he had a big afro. As the 5th tackle for Leigh comes up, it's just a little dab over the top, and Dave Halley's got it well covered.
Yeah, just a little too far for Leigh there. It's Dave Halley now going across field. Steve Menzies receives the ball now. He's up against the winger, Stanton. Stanton's going left and right. He's thrown a nice pass, gets the ball away. Ricky Sharif loses his footing though. But they get up to just short of the halfway line. Good play, good enterprising play from the Bulls there.
You know, I think that's the first time I've seen Steve Menzies look like a spider as he's running along the pitch. His arms and legs were going all over the place. They were trying to film Stanton. It didn't quite work, but he'd managed to get the ball off the shot. He's done it quite well.
Yes, it's Carney, beautiful pass to Whitehead. Now Whitehead's got a man inside and outside. And Paul Sykes gets the ball down. Good support play from the Bulls, one either side. On the run with the ball. Thierry Levert, a water try and drop. A simple try really. Break, half break, get the ball away. And they're in for the try.
Yeah, definitely. Elliot Whitehead once again following up a good break from someone. It was a nice offload from Brett Carney initially, but he did the right thing, did Whitehead, he didn't panic. I mean, we watched him the other week and he dummied and went through. He just composed, cool as a light, pass inside to Paul Sykes. Just had no problem from the 10 yards that he was in the line.
So Bradford now 10-0 up against Leigh with the kick to come. That try, 11 minutes gone in the first half. Paul Sykes to take the kick for the Bulls. There's just one thing I am happy about, Dominic, and that's that we've got no rain so far today, which is quite a good thing, although we could get some, you never know this weather at Oxford.
Definitely, Paul, and just as you said that, I looked up and there is some big grey clouds above us just lurking. And we've had quite a rainy April so far, so May, sorry, but I wouldn't put it past it at all, so you never know what weather you're going to get, do you?
Well, it is rather cold as Paul Sykes kicks a goal to make it 12-0 to the Bradford Bulls. It is a rather cool night actually for the beginning of May. It was cool last week, it was rather cold actually at Edinburgh last week. It was warmer outside the ground than it was inside the ground, which is rather unusual.
Yeah, it certainly is, Bob. I mean, you don't normally go outside of the stand to get warm, do you? You think where you're going away from people that there'll be less heat, but hey, that's Scotland for you. They're an odd lot.
Those are your comments about those of the Bradford Bulls, or indeed myself. As Elliot Whitehead takes the kick-off, it was a high-hanging kick-off. Stuart Reardon now with the latest drive, just getting it to the middle of the pitch. As now Andy Lynch taking the ball forward. So a couple of metres more after the initial impact. Lestrange. Now back it goes to Halley. Halley misses out, warrants it, it's Menzies. Now Ricky Sharif. Sharif's got some pace. He's got a man inside as well. And Steve Menzies. Menzies in inside, but can Stanton get him? No, he can't. Fantastic try from the Bradford Bulls. Steve Menzies showing great support and initially laying off the pass to Ricky Sharif and then supported him on the inside. Great work.
You know, sometimes I watch Steve Menzies on, I'm surprised he hasn't been a centre all his career. The way he manages to get his winger away and just the composure he's got in. I mean, the relationship he's building up with Ricky Sharif at the minute. He's created quite a few tries for him recently. And it's just nice centre play from him, really. You know, the way he releases the ball at the right time, he's supporting back up on his inside, and his footwork's good as well. I'm surprised he hasn't played centre a lot more in his career.
I think Steve Menzies has just shown his absolute class that he's got And he's obviously rubbing off on Nicky Sharif because he seems to have improved tenfold since he initially came to the club. So it's great to see Beaver Fever alive and well on the terrace in here as well. And the fans love the Beaver here at Adtop.
How can you not love him? He's such a legend, and he's such a nice guy to boot. You know, when we've talked to him, Paul Sykes converting that last try, so we're now 18-0 up. But yeah, we've met him a couple of times, haven't we, Paul? And he is a nice guy as well off the pitch. He's a true gent, as it were, isn't he? And that kind of experience has rubbed off on the younger players around us, and I'm sure the Elliot Whiteheads and James Donaldson will only revel in playing alongside him and learning from what his advice he can give.
Yeah, we bumped into him on the Sunday in the centre of Edinburgh. And, really nice guy to chat to, always gives time to the fans to speak to them. There's Leigh going for the deep kick-off, and Stuart Reardon taking that ball. Now, Reardon just driving forward, getting about 15 metres away from his own line. Bradford down the blind side now. Oh, and Chris Nero just couldn't take that pass. Unlucky there from the big Australian centre. But welcome relief and good position for Leigh to start the next attack.
Yeah, definitely. Risky position to try a play like that, Paul. But the pass was quite poor. He was in front of him by a good yard, and it was quite low. So Chris Nero was struggling to try and reach that. So was he trying to find a break, Leigh?
Yeah, it was Mick Nanny who ended up with the ball. Now it's Rudyard taking the tackle from the Bulls. Just inside the Bulls 30. Now goes back now. Leigh taking the drive up there with Taylor. Taylor just showing the 20-metre line. Going down the left-hand side once again with Ricky Bybee. Ricky Bybee wearing the headgear today that I've not used to seeing him with.
No, you're not used to his very short hairstyle that he tends to wear. I noticed Mick Nanning's headgear. Is that red, yellow and black, Paul? Is that what he's wearing?
Well, Leigh have lost the ball. It was a flat pass. They were trying the crash pass to try and get through this Bradford line, but unfortunately for them, they've knocked on. Fortunately for Bradford, it has come to Bradford. As for Mick Nanning's headgear, it looks to be red, black and white to myself. I don't know about your eye. Maybe you need to go down to the opticians for an eye test.
But we'll see in second half when he's closer down this side, but it looks red, yellow and black to me. It'll do.
Maybe he's got one of Marcus Hitler's old hot scum caps. It's Bradford now just taking the ball from the scrum. Once again, another drive forward from the big second rower. Line hole there. Quick play of the ball. Evil Strange trying to catch him offside, but good work from the Leigh defence not to be called offside. Is now Nick Scruton gets the offload away. Andy Lynch looking round for support. He's got that. He's going to go himself. Gives the ball now to Dave Halley. Dave Halley attacking that right-hand side. He's going down there. Ricky Sharif now brings the ball back inside. Sharif getting some grief from the fans as always. They really don't know how to make their mind up about him. He gets tackled 15 metres short. Now, out Kearney. Sykes back inside. Scruton gets the ball away to Nero. Nero's got Reardon outside. Reardon trying to power over. And what does the referee say? He says it's a knock-on. It's a 20-metre restart to Leigh. Good move from the Bulls, just unfortunate not to get the ground in there.
Yeah, he just tried to crash over, and as he went, I think the ball just spilled out as he contacted with the other man. So it's a 20-metre start for Leigh there with Robbie Paul just feeding McGrath all the while.
So it's Leigh taking the ball away from their own line. Bybee gives the ball away now. And while is that ball stripped? The referee says play on. It's in with tackle. It's lost by Hill there. A big put forward, so Lestrange taking the first drive up. Paul Sykes looking around at Acton now, looking for his options. Comes left, Blind Hall finally forward today, driving that ball forward to the 20-metre line.
Glenn Hall just seemed to love the Challenge Cup, doesn't he? He works so hard, and we saw it at Dewsbury. He loves playing against these smaller sized opposition, and he just keeps driving the ball up. Playing well at lock forward today.
And As now McNannon, big centre for Leigh, gets the loose pass and just goes himself. So now Stanton taking the ball forward again, but just can't quite get through the defence. Now quick play the ball. Andy Lynch is offside, so he doesn't tackle him. Good run there from Maiden. Tackle just short of the 40-metre line now. Down that left-hand side they go. Maybe a forward pass around instead, but play on, says referee. Now, it's a big putt forward, Hill. Taking that ball forward. 20 metres out from the Bradford line. It's Bybee attacking that line. He's always been a underrated put forward, I feel. He's a good workhorse, but not favoured by any Super League teams as Robbie Paul puts a lower kick through, too deep from Robbie Paul there, and it's a 20-metre restart for the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, I know what you're saying about Ricky Bybee. I mean, we mentioned earlier that he's played for Wigan, he's played for Saints, he's played for Wakefield, so it's not like he hasn't had the chances. He has had some chances. I don't think he's able to just step up that level above. He does work hard, as you say.
Substitution for the Bradford.
He's a hard-working prop. What more can you say?
James Donaldson has come on for Glenn Hall. He's had a good first spell at loose forward, so James Donaldson could be playing his preferred position of loose forward. I do believe as Steve Menzies takes the ball, now gives it to Mike Warranty. Warranty looking outside, decides not to give it, takes the ball himself. So now Sykes, back to Lynch. Lynch just goes himself, maybe a little high there from the Leigh defenders. Last tackle now for the Bradford Bulls. Carney with the ball, little kick through, but Stuart Donlan has that covered well. Takes a big hit now from the Bradford defence, and James Donaldson has just come on.
Stuart Donlan's another player that I feel could do a job at a Super League club. I mean, he's been round the block, he's played at Huddersfield, as we mentioned, and Halifax. He's played a lot of games at Super League level, and he's been at Leigh for a while. And at Castleford, I believe this is his third spell at Leigh as well. He's been at Leigh quite a while, so he's obviously got a bit of favour for the club, hasn't he?
As Bybee taking the ball forward now for Leigh. Takes 4 defenders to stop him. And now, out it goes now. Ridyard with the kick downfield. Dave Hallett chasing his ball back. Will it stay in the goal area? Yes, he's going to have to run this ball back now. Dave Hallett looking to utilise Ricky Sharif, takes the ball himself well. Good option for Ricky Sharif to support his full-back, try and give him that option. Sharif with a run around, you don't see that often down bringing up the leg. It seems it's a move that's out of favour with coaching manuals, but the little run around for the Bulls there. Got some more meters, so too was Reardon with that drive. Donaldson, the latest drive up, big hit there from Hill. Felt the impact of that tackle now. Lestrange from Acton Earth, looking maybe for a 40-20, but it just doesn't bounce right. Stuart Donlan, he has that covered well, and takes the ball up to Michael Watson with a good hit there.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we were mentioning earlier about completion. That's what we want to see. It's a good set completed there, even though we didn't quite get the 40-20 we might have hoped for. But you know, we can't score on every play. And I've noticed so far there's been a lot around the corner offloads that seem to be getting us quite a lot of cheap meters really. And that's good to see because they're thinking while they're going into the tackle. And, you know, they're not giving in straight away, so it's pleasing to see.
So as Hill taking the ball forward again for Leigh over the 40-metre line. Last tackle for this Leigh side as Robbie Paul once again doing the majority of the kicking, which he didn't really do for the Bradford Bulls in his career here at the club. Sharif, oh, a bit of a wild pass from Sharif, but Carney takes the ball, makes a little steps ahead, getting halfway through, but tackled eventually by Luluai. Now Reardon from Acton Earth takes a big hit there from the number 11 Taylor. It's down that right-hand side now. Oh, the pass that was meant for Menzies has been intercepted. And well, I think it's Ridyard who scored the try for Leigh. A simple interception try. They can't really complain, can Leigh? Good reading of the play from Ridyard.
No, I mean, the sloppy pass from Sharif before that just missed out. I think it was Halley. And again, it's another sloppy pass and it's let them in. I mean, we knew it was going to go out that side. as the Leigh fans are singing away over there. They seem very happy at that try, and you can't blame them. It's not that far to come, but you know, far enough to you don't want your side nilling, and you do want to put up as good a show as you can, especially against Super League opposition. We know Leigh have got Super League ambitions for the next round of franchises. Why not? It's good to see them as they're doing the easy chant, waving their arms quite high in the air. That's always good to see. A little bit of humour.
Yeah, the old soccer AM chant of easy, easy from the Leigh fans. And, you know, finding their voices after that try. The players will enjoy that. They want the support of the players as McNannon lining up this kick, his unique kicking style. Comes up to the puck, the ball over the goal. It's a Bradford Balls 18, Leigh Centurions 6.
It is. McNannon, he scored quite a lot of points over the years in the lower divisions. Whitehaven, he was top point scorer for a few years, if I remember rightly. And he played for Widnes as well, and he had the unsuccessful spell last year at Harlequins. So, you know, he's not a player who hasn't had any potential or chances. I know for a long time he was linked when we moved to Wigan. You know, teams in Super League have looked at him.
As Leigh take that ball on the full of the in-goal area, take a big run up out of the in-goal area. Good meters made by the Leigh player now. From that right side, Benzies puts a shoulder in, but just breaks away, gets halfway, a bit further out of that tackle. There's a big hit up there from the Leigh forwards, really doing a job. Armistead it was. And now Bybee gives the ball back to Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul, back inside it goes. Wow, Leigh, not scared of throwing this ball about tonight. With players of the quality of Robbie Paul, who would blame them?
Yeah, and coach of Ian Millward, knock on there from Leigh, from Ridyard, but an Ian Millward side, you'd expect him to throw the ball around. St. Helens were famed during his time there for certainly not taking the tackle, weren't they?
I don't seem to remember Wigan throwing the ball around that much when he was in charge of that.
Was he even in charge there long enough to set up such a stance on it? I think he arrived mid-season, he didn't really get a chance to get the systems in place at Wigan, I don't think.
He didn't get the feet under the table as Dave Holly just takes that drive up 40 metres out from the Leigh line now. There's Donaldson with the latest drive. Leigh just setting up 10 metres back. Scruton back in towards the Leigh tacklers, and it's a penalty for not standing square given by Mr. Oliver.
Yeah, it did give him a slight advantage against Nick Scruton. You don't see him thrown over that easily usually, do you, Paul? Certainly not without a slight advantage.
As Scruton taking the drive up again now. 3 Leigh players to get him down. So Lestrange and acting out. Elliot Whitehead now. Another player who seems to relish the cup games. Played well against Dewsbury so far. Once again played well as Andrew Lynch now with the latest drive. Gets the ball out. Brett Carney! And Carney's over for the latest try for the Bradford Balls. Just under 13 minutes left on the clock. Brett Carney with the latest try.
Yeah, good work by Andy Lynch there. He drove the ball in. He realised he wasn't going to be able to reach the line himself, so he just looked for the ball out. And I don't think it was intended for Brett Carney, but he bounced behind him, just popped up nicely for Brett Carney, so he pounced on the ball and went over. Another player who's played well in the cup, and that's his 3rd try, so...
And Craig Kopchak and Wayne Godwin coming off the bench, Randy Lynch and Heathcliff Strange. And my, what a player this, what a player Heathcliff Strange is, but also what an outstanding prop forward we've got coming on in Craig Kopchak.
Yeah, I'm quite a fan of Craig Kopchak. He's developed well over the years he's been here, and he's bulked up quite a bit for pre-season, so, you know, I'm a fan of Craig Kopchak. Heath Lestrange has really revelled in the past few weeks. We've seen him looking a lot better. He's looking a lot sharper around the ruck and certainly running from Dunharf a lot more. And his tackling ability's coming on quite a bit as well. And that's Paul's house conversion to make it 24-6 to Bradford. With about just over 10 minutes to number 10.
Converting for the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, that would be more
Once
precise.
Foster Financial Services once again.
So it's Leigh once again with Mick Nanning to kick off. This time along the ground, just hoping it will bounce funny for Brett Carney, but Craig Kopchak taking the ball
Double
forward.
substitution for the Bradford
Good running
Bulls.
from,
Number
good hard
18,
running from Kopchak.
Number 14,
As
Wayne
now
Godwin.
Donaldson,
Go on to replace number
the
10,
latest
Andy
drive,
Lynch.
taking the ball
Number
forward,
9,
just short of
Nicholas
the
Strange.
30-metre line. Godwin now for it, gives the ball back to Scruton. Scruton trying to get out the tackle, but just can't get out. Now Godwin to Kopchak. Craig Kopchak taking his second hit up of the 76. Good hard work from the young foot forward as Wayne Godwin looking busy around that acting half position. Quick play of the ball now. Sykes down the blind side, looking to find the ground and does. Stuart Donald now takes the ball well, takes another good hit from the Bulls defence. And he's tackled about 5 metres up from his line.
Yeah, that was a cracking kick and chase from Paul Sykes there. He didn't end up at the marker, but he was one of the main influences in that tackle. Oh, another big hit from Nick Scruton. He certainly relishes that role in the team, doesn't he? And Dave Armistad felt that.
Yeah, he certainly is the enforcer in the Bradford side with those big hits. As now Bybee taking the ball forward. Kopchak, Donaldson involved in the tackle, so it is Wayne Godwin. It's the last tackle now for Leigh. Sucked down 30 metres, not really leaving much ground. And the kick from Ridyard now. Dave Hallett sprinting forward towards the line, just looking for a gap. There's none there though. Good solid defence from this Leigh chase.
Yeah, definitely. Another calm set to do as well here. You just need to settle it down a bit. Stuart Reardon just getting a bit of work there as he went through. It's nice to see him back playing. This is the first time we've seen him for just over a month, I think.
Yeah, it certainly is. Working his way back from injury. As Michael Lawrence now attacking down that right-hand side. Just can't get the ball away though. Good work from Mike Lawrence to make those metres even after the initial impact of the tackle. Now Carney. Kopchak back on the inside. Another good run from Craig Kopchak. Now last tackle. Brett Carney, what can we do? Puts the high kick up. It's caught the wing though. Reaches touch. That's going to be a scrum to Leigh. Maybe not the best way to finish this set, but it reached touch. It slows the play down. Looks like they'll set the line up.
Yeah, any high kick in this wind is not going to be easy to judge. And I don't know if you noticed, but Chris Nero made a run where he thought the ball was going to bounce and it went about 5 metres behind him. So, you know, it's quite difficult if you're putting the ball up in the wind.
So, Leigh now. Ricky Bybee. This was working quite a lot, Ricky Bybee, you know. Playing really in a form first half, I do believe.
He was agent, Paul. He certainly put in a lot of pros across for him tonight. No cons. You got any downsides to the Ricky Bybee's game? Is that another knock-on from Leigh there?
Oh, I do think he seems to lose the ball a little bit easy, though, for my liking, from a prop forward, you know. But granted, the only other game that I've seen him this season was in the televised game against Dewsbury, and it was foul conditions that night.
It's disappointing for an agent, Paul. I thought you'd have seen more than the 2 games. Great Carney drives away from the scrum.
Yeah, Carney took the ball forward. Now, Elliot Whitehead takes 3 players once again to tackle him down. Nick Scruton leaving the pitch, Glenall coming on in replace. And a good period from Nick Scruton there. There's Wayne Godwin, throws a couple of dummies, takes the ball himself. Brett Carney in at acting out. Now, the goal blindside. Sykes just steps, takes a tackle himself. The Leigh crowd enjoying that. Godwin now to Carney. Carney, little grubber kick through. That's a good kick. Donlan loses the ball. And while the referee says it wasn't a knock on, it went back and he kept the ball in the field of play. Good work from the fullback.
The ball did seem to squirm under his body as he took it, Paul, but he did get back up and play the ball and managed to get it out of the in-goal. So I suppose if he's given the knock on there, as Thierry Alibert, he's seen that one. But if he hasn't seen the one before, it was a correct decision from where he was, and you can't argue with him. He's been pretty fair so far.
So Bradford just setting up the scrum. 6 minutes to go in this first half.
21, Jamie Durbin goes on to replace number 13, Dave
Jamie Durbin
Armistead.
coming on for Dave Armistead for Leigh Centurions. I didn't know you were allowed to make subs up the scrum, but never mind, it's happened. Bradford now, Carney feeding the scrum. Gives the ball back to Sykes. Sykes trying to get through, but good defence from the Leigh Centurions. There.
Doing some tight angles tonight, is Paul Sykes, isn't he? And certainly tighter than usual. He's trying to find the gaps. Wayne Godwin goes to going half. Where's he going to go? Ooh, not a crash ball to Craig Kopchak. I was hoping.
It's Dave Halley now with the ball, runs around the back, trying to find that space. Dave Halley gives the ball back inside. Sharif now trying to find that gap. Banks a half break, just can't quite get through a tackle. Maybe that's a flop from McNanny there, but not non-forthcoming now. Hall, Glenn Hall taking the ball forward once again. 5 metres out from the Leigh Centurions line. Kopchak back on the inside. Craig Kopchak so close. Last tackle now for the Bradford Bulls. Ball goes back, Sykes. Oh, goes behind now. It's Nero. Little pop pass over the top, man. A big hit there. Brett Carney wasn't expecting it, but you've got to expect the unexpected.
He certainly have, and he was stretching out to reach that offload from Chris Nero. And maybe that was what caused the hit. He was just trying to reach the ball as the lead player got to him. And a penalty for holding down the very notable figure of McGrath
Another
Leigh there.
substitution for the Leigh
Second hit.
Centurions. Number 8, Chris Hill goes back on, this time to replace number 10, Ricky Bybee.
So Ricky Bybee's come off now for a spell. 4 minutes to go in this first half. Leigh trying to maybe get in for a try on the board before half time. Ball goes out Robbie Paul. Ridyard now out to Donlan. Donlan half loses the ball but retains it before it hits another player. But play on, says the referee. So now Leigh taking the ball forward and offside. Is it offside decision? Yes, offside. Very enthusiastic offside sign from the French referee, Mr. Oliver.
You've got to bring the Gaelic flair into the refereeing as well as the team from Catalan. It's nice to see. Bit of enthusiasm from Thierry there.
As now Taylor taking the ball forward for Leigh. 8 metres short of the line now. What can the Leigh Centurions do here? Robbie Paul gives the ball to Hill. Oh, but he loses it. And Craig Kopchak ends up with the ball.
Yes, it was well read by Craig Kopchak there, and I think Robbie was guilty of not looking where he was actually trying to play the ball there. He was trying to guide the pass, I feel, but he could have done looking where he was going. Half break from Dave Halley, managed to get the offload to Wayne Godwin.
As Glenn Hall takes that nice drive up now, 30 metres out from their own line. Yeah, Donaldson just dummies, takes the ball himself. Now, Kopchak with the ball. Craig Kopchak, the Welsh international, was unlucky to get injured in the home internationals last year as Carney gets the ball kicked away. And that's out on the floor. I think it's come out the wind again, or the wind's dropped and he didn't expect it to drop, but end of the day, the ball's gone out on the floor from the kick.
Yeah, it'll be easier in the second half when we're not playing against the wind. I think you've got to try and play the ball against the floor, or not try and dink the ball over the top as much when you've got this kind of wind going against you. So it's a scrum for Leigh just inside the Bradford half.
As once again the nice banter from the home fans now. Robbie Paul ducking and diving, throwing dummies, trying to get the ball to get away, but gets tackled by Elliot Whitehead and Paul Sykes. Latest drive up by Leigh, just short of the 40-metre line. Hill takes a tackle, just 35 metres out from the Bradford line. Oh, good, just short. Taking, he could have got the ball away, but didn't. Robbie Paul now gives a flat pass, but again it just not taking the ball, and Leigh guilty of just maybe not respecting the possession.
Yeah, definitely, and maybe they're guilty of trying too hard, if anything. I mean, they do want another try before the half-time interval. They've got a lot of fans, it's 1 minute to go. They've got a lot of fans who've travelled with them. They don't want to disappoint. I think it is just over-enthusiasm from them.
Yeah, just simple play. Let's see if Bradford makes his way down the terracing here at Odsall. Well, Thierry Oliver giving the penalty, holding down. Well, there's about 40 seconds left of this first half, so we're gonna kick to touch and maybe get a couple of tackles from this, maybe throw the ball away. So Bradford now with the tap, takes the ball forward to Elliot Whitehead. Takes the first tackle with 20 seconds left on that clock. You'll get another tackle involved in this and then get maybe a kick or something. Craig Kopchak takes a tackle now. What the Bradford Bulls going to do? 10 seconds left on this clock. Carney gives the ball to Warranty. Warranty can't get away. They need a quick play the ball before the hooter goes, and they get it. So now Paul Sykes will dink over the top looking for Sharif. Sharif misses it. Menzies just tried to get that ball away. It's a knock-on in the end. And Thierry Oliver says, you know what, lads, I've had enough for this first half. Let's get inside because it's nice and warm now. So half-time, it's the Bradford Bulls 24, Leigh Centurions 6. Sometimes who can blame us? And yes, that is my comment, not that of Dominic on the back of it. So we're out ready. Really had to kick us off, and the second half is underway. The high kick off down to that far side. Craig Kopchak taking the ball forward now for the Bradford Bulls. As Bradford now with Stuart Reardon taking the next drive up for the Bradford Bulls. What a solid set in this first set, should I say? Just to get used to having the ball again in these chilly conditions and get a complete set.
I'm sure they want to try first set really, Paul, but what we ideally could do with doing is having a completed set, very calm and composed, and if we get some points off it, all the better. Just noting, Paul, while we've got a penalty for holding down, Ian Mullard, one of the coaches that's had his name touted for our coaching position at the end of this year. It certainly doesn't seem to be the most popular of choices, but what's your opinion, Paul?
I'd be one of those who don't think it's a popular choice. Personally, I just don't think that he'd be the right coach for the Bradford Bulls. I mean, he did some good work at St Helens, but he inherited a good side from Ellery Handler. And, well, they seem to throw the ball around a bit under Ellery Handler, so they already had that system in place. But he proved that he's a good coach because he succeeded. He did right away with Leigh the first time he was coaching in the UK. Brett Carney takes the ball over the 10-metre line.
He was suggesting Ellery Handler and Ian Miller's tactical repartee is throwing the ball around. Ooh, one far off there wasn't James Donaldson.
Donaldson just short the line now. Godwin back it goes to Carney. Carney to Warranty. Warranty beats the fullback Stuart Conlon. And well, that is the ideal start for the Bradford Bulls. 2 sets, and it's a try for Michael Warranty. It's simple, really.
Yeah, Michael Warranty always hits the line at the right time, and I think he's been unlucky this season in terms of actually making the breaks that he normally does, and once he does, he's got the pace and power to get through most defenders, so quite an easy try, but reward for some hard work. Recently he has been driving the ball in hard and not just running out wide at the angles that I think he prefers. I mean, every back row wants to score tries, I'm sure, but Michael Warranty's got the pace to score more than most.
Yeah, he's certainly a pacey second rower, is Michael Warranty. So Paul Sykes lining up the kick. fifth try for the Bradford Bulls this evening by Leigh Lawrenson. Not his fifth try, the Bradford Bulls' fifth try. As Paul Sykes just taking his time about this kick. Don't blame him at all. Conditions not the greatest in terms for kickers. So take your time. Kills the clock. Hopefully 2 points. So Sykes kicks the ball. Goes over the crossbar. It's now the Bradford Bulls 30, the Leigh Centurions 6.
From our angle there, Paul, that certainly looked close, and I wouldn't argue with the in-goal judges, but it was given.
And our try once again converted for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by Hudson Foster Financial Services by number 3.
I thought it was
Paul
easily in,
Sykes.
but anyway, Ridyard with the kick up, another high hanging kick from Ridyard, but well taken by Dave Halley. Just takes a tackle from the Leigh Centurions. Bradford now is looking to win this ball a bit as Glenhall takes the next drive. Middle of the park. Warrington trying to get through. 2 defenders on him this time. They're obviously aware of the danger, the threat that he poses. Godwin for that to now. Carney just takes a tackle. So Bradford shot the ball in line. I don't think he played that properly, but anyway, Cutstrap looking to get the ball away, but can't quite get it away. Last tackle now. Down the blind side. Sykes gives the flat ball back inside to Nero, back outside. Whitehead, little kick through. Oh, but Stanton it is who takes the ball, and he's now going to try and get the counter-attack going for Leigh Centurions. He breaks one tackle. Ricky Sharif though comes across, covers the tackle well. That's the first tackle over the 40-metre line for Leigh. Looking to get the ball on there.
It's a shame because there was some nice interplay there between Whitehead and Nero. And I wasn't aware of the tackle count, but I think we had a couple left, and it was the last time I confirmed. But it was a nice play by the pair of them, and a little bit more composure with the kick, and we might have had another try.
So it's Leigh attacking the line. Just over the 40-metre line. Down that right side. Paul sits Lulai trying to bounce off the first tackle, but can't get away out from the second man as well. So now last tackle, Robbie Paul gives the ball back. Ridyard. It's a high kick up. Ricky Sharif, does well to stay in the field of play. That's good awareness from Ricky Sharif, knowing where his touchline was. Menzies gives the ball to Halley. Halley just getting centre field. 15 metres away from the line. Now, Reardon taking the ball forward. It's a third tackle there for the Bradford Bulls. Now, with a run from James Donaldson, tries to get through.
Great footwork there, and a nice little step that just got him past the man. And I know when I've watched him in trial games and in the academy, his footwork is something that's very prominent in the way he tries to play the game, and it's something I'm hoping we get to see a lot of over the next couple of years.
I hope longer than a couple of years, as Stuart Donald's just content to let that ball go run dead over the dead ball line. So it's a 20-metre restart, and the Leigh player trying to take it from over the 20-metre line, but referee telling him not to. As well, down little run there from Golding. Down that right-hand side, Bradford player down, just taking a little knock there. That's Paul Sykes, I believe. He's taking that knock. He's making his way back into the defensive line as Leigh attacking his full defence, but no room there for the Leigh man. Now, Hill looking to try and get the ball away, can't though. And there's a penalty given by Thierry Alibert. And a second push there from the Bulls as Lulai comes off and Mark comes on for the Leigh Centurion.
Yeah, I felt that was slightly milked there from Hill. He did go down very easily for a prop forward. You don't see Nick Scooton or Andy Lynch dropping that quickly, unfortunately, unless they are looking for a penalty. McGrath Lulai comes off and on their back roller. He does remind me of the 70s Brazilian footballer for some reason. I don't know why, Paul, but I think it's the hair and the low socks and long shorts.
Leigh attacking the point now of Morrison. Thanks for that image, Dominic. Now Durbin, back it us to Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul going across the line. Ridyard, good one all run there from the second row of Sarah. Now just short the line of Leigh, attacking from acting half. Paul Rowland would be proud of anyone scoop from acting half like that. Ex-Leigh player, of course. So now, Nanning, ball goes back to Ridyard, now to Robbie Paul. Paul done this once, gives the ball a second time. Good defence from this Bradford defensive line now. Last tackle, and it's Robbie Paul again. Little grubber attempt at a grubber kick through, but Craig Kopchak takes that ball well at his feet.
Yeah, I think Leigh need to look at a plan B here. The tactical, they just seem to be dropping off after a dummy from Robbie Paul, and the man coming back on the inside, the defence is too strong.
As Andy Lynch comes on to replace Craig Kopchak, and Nick Scooton also on as well. I believe Glenn Hall has come off.
Andy Lynch go on to replace number 12 Glenn Hall and number 18 Craig Kopchak.
Michael Platt, who's been out injured, is warming up and ready to come on for Michael Walensey. So Steve Menz is obviously going to the second row, and Michael Platt coming out to centre, and there's the break, half break. Good tackle from Platt now to stop Stuart Donlan, making it through. Now, Ridyard, back it goes Mick Nanning.
Goes on to replace number 16 Michael
Nanning
Walensey.
breaks untackled, can't get past the next two man. So now Leigh with Meakin, just taking that drive forward. Down that blind side. Gives it to Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul, out wide it goes. Cuts back inside the offload again. Leigh, again, not scared to throw this ball around.
Centurions number 13 Dave Armistead, number 19 Danny
Robbie
Meakin
Paul
go
gives
on
them
to
all back.
replace
Ridyard, back it
number
goes
15
again.
Dave McConnell and number 16 Mike
Good
Morrison.
tackling now from Michael Platt. Eager to get involved as soon as he's come on. Ridyard, little dink over the top, but well taken by both sides. And Dave Halley now trying to get through, but can't make it through that.
We're just jinking there, just trying to make the break as Michael Platt drives with the ball there. I think the wind caught the pass just as it was going to him. Wagner gives it out to Steve Menz, who still looks to be occupying that centre position.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong about that change. What? Maybe it was because Michael Platt had taken that ball. Ricky Sherry takes the tackle there. And now Lynch gives the ball away to Donaldson. Donaldson just can't get away from him. Last tackle now. Sykes up it goes. It's a high kick, but it's too deep to maybe put pressure on, or maybe it isn't. Wait, Godwin! Godwin trying for the try, but can't quite get there. Good cover defence from Leigh. And well, they made the mistake of letting the ball bounce. Maybe that wind once again caught that ball. Because Stuart Donlan just didn't know where it was going.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Godwin were a bit selfish there. He had a man outside him and he could probably have gone for him. And another day, he'd probably been less selfish and give the ball. He's not noted for that one.
Sure, not as Sharif. Ricky Sharif just seems to be struggling a little bit. He's standing back in the defensive line, covering the possible kick, but he has been struggling a little bit, feeling favouring his side. As now Hill taking that ball forward for Leigh. Now Ricky Bybee once again back onto the field. I'll just let him maybe drop that ball, and he has. Thierry Elder, that's criminal on the last tackle there from Leigh to drop the ball.
Well, you won't be getting as much of a fee out of Ricky Bybee there. It's another one against him. So unfortunately there, that's another mistake from him.
That 10% isn't looking as good now as it did in the first half.
Well, I think it's because you haven't been building him up as much this second half. He went off 4 minutes before the half. You forgot to mention about his stamina and his endurance, and it's not often you see a prop managing 36 minutes against Bradford, is it, Paul?
It sure isn't. It's certainly not somebody who's playing in the lower league. Chris Nero trying to attack down that far side from us, but does well to get more metres forward. And now, Reardon just takes the next run up from acting out. So, Nero, back it goes to Carney. Carney to Lynch. Lynch, just a little skip and then rolls into the tackle. 20 metres out now, Bradford. But Carney looks back inside, decides to go himself. It was a right option because if he'd have passed that ball, I think the Leigh player would have got it. So, good work. Godwin from acting out. Gives the ball. Oh, Bradford trying to play on. Is it play on? Yes, it's 6 to go, says the referee, Thierry Oliver. It was a bit messy, but Bradford are close to the Leigh line. Sykes out wide it goes. Nero in for his second try. And well, it's a bit sloppy from the ball side, but we got the ball back. It was 6 to go. We didn't need those 6. Sykes with a beautiful just floated pass out wide. Nero in for the try.
Yeah, you've got a feel for the Leigh fans there, Paul. They're going to get disheartened from that. It did look from where we were to not have gone forward. There was certainly a boot before a Leigh player could pick the ball up. But, you know, from their end, it'll certainly look like a knock-on. I can understand that. But, you know, you play on and do what you can, and it was a nice lofted ball from Sykes just over at Nero, found the space. So 34 points to 6. So, just over 25 minutes to play. Do you think we're going to rack up a cricket score in the last 25 minutes? We're certainly looking a lot more tired of Leigh at the moment.
The amount of defending that we have had to do, I'd be afraid to say yes. It's my response. You know, we want to see a competitive game, but unfortunately, it's just not turned out that way for the Leigh Centurions.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I mean they are steamrolling the competition in the championship at the minute, so you know maybe that's their main priority. And I mean it's nice to get a good cup run, but you come up against some of the bigger teams, and you do expect to progress in all honesty, but they'll give it a good crack for pretty much an hour, haven't they?
Well, we saw Barrow Castleford in the last round of the cup, so it can be done. As Paul Sykes now just with the kick at goal, and it's gone wide. That's the first miss of the evening for Paul Sykes. So
Just
it leaves the Bradford Bulls 34, Leigh Centurions 6.
Winning number was 03333. Don't forget if you have that number, 03333.
I don't know about you, Dominic, but I feel that this wind seems to be picking up a little bit, or if it's not, then it's getting a lot colder.
I think this wind tunnel we're standing in is collecting most of the wind for us. Unfortunately, there still seems to be enough for the kicks on the pitch. Ooh, that were messy again. Bradford, we need to sort this out and just get a bit of composure back, complete a few sets.
As Bradford now was starting, taking the ball forward. As the Leigh fans just singing away, they're obviously not disheartened by it too much. You might as well support your team if you're not expecting a win and just giving it your best. As Menzies gives the ball out right to Sharif. Sharif's beaten Stanton. He's got Menzies on the inside again. He gives the ball to Menzies, and Menzies once again. That's a good combination of Menzies and Sharif. Once again, it's Steve Menzies' second try in the game. That takes the score to Bradford 38. Leigh Centurions 6 with a kick to come.
Yeah, class work from Menzies there with a miss out ball. He didn't need Michael Platt to go through, and Ricky Sharif's pace and footwork down that touchline. When he received the ball, it was very close to the line, and he just managed to race down the wing, time the pass as well as he could to get back to Beather, who didn't have a lot of field left to run, and it was a nice try for his second. But again, as you say, it was good work by Steve Menzies down the right side, combining so well with Ricky Sharif. I mean, Ricky Sharif does get a lot of stick from the Bradford fans, but he certainly has got a combination with Steve Menzies, and he seems to like him, don't he? Is that Elliot Whitehead coming off for a rest? It is, and Heath Lestrange coming on in his place, so it might be Wayne Godwin moving to loose forward.
Could well be as Paul Sykes. A little pitching wedge over the crossbar. He takes it to the Bradford Bulls 40, Leigh Centurions 6. 23 minutes remaining of this half, and well, it's now I think it's now definitely a case of how much can Bradford score.
Bradford Bulls,
It's
sponsored
certainly
by
looking
Hudson
that way.
Foster
It reminds me of
Financial
the
Services.
early
By
Super
number
League
3,
days where we used to rack up 60 points regularly, and it used to be the last 20 minutes or so that we did tend to just get over the line that little bit more.
So, as Bradford take the kick off, good hard run there for Andy Lynch down that far touchline.
And a substitution for the Bradford Bulls, number 9, Heath Lestrange.
Now the ball goes outside.
Number 20,
Carney attacking that line, trying to get through. Just can't quite make it though. It's down this near side again with Sykes. This time just taking the tackle, trying to get the penalty, non forthcoming though. Scruton, big hard drive up from Scruton. Wayne Godwin tackled off the ball, so he couldn't get the ball away to him. As Andy Lynch now taking that ball forward. Once again, Bradford. Last tackle. This will surely be a high kick from Brett Carney, and here it is. That's a torpedo, it's got a spin on it, but well taken from Stuart Donlan, and Michael Pratt just trying to get the ball away from him, but he just couldn't.
No, I mean, it were a very high kick and it swirled in the wind. As Leigh start to come away. Penalty given to Leigh. Just extra hands in from Heath Lestrange. And he can't do that, no matter what the score is and how far the game's going. You know, it's disrespect to Leigh, really, is that just holding on and not giving him a chance to perform in front of the fans.
So, Leigh now gives the ball to Luai. His head went back in that tackle. And the 70s haircut really did feel the effects of that tackle.
Yeah, he sure it was his head and not his hair. I did see the hair wear about quite a bit in the swirling wind.
I will say this wind is playing havoc with my hair as Leigh now down that right hand side of Maiden takes a tackle just short of halfway. Down that blind side now though. Leigh once again, Ridyard looking one way, deciding to go himself though. Bradford just setting up the defensive line, getting back. Robbie Paul attacking across the line. Good tackling though, unbeaten by Steve Menzies. And Andy Lynch as Menzies pressures the kicker. Ricky Sharif has that kick covered. Now crossfield he goes, decides to go forward though. Robbie Paul gets involved in the tackle. You don't often see Robbie Paul making tackles. When he does, he seems to be able to do well in the tackle.
Yeah, he certainly tends to break a lot more tackles when he times his run rather than just trying to drive forward like most wingers do. And it's one of them things, unfortunately, you know, he does get barracked for it.
As I'm thinking, I should have put a thicker tog fleece on as the referee gives a penalty, holding down against the Leigh Centurions. And well, it's definitely going to be how much Bradford can score.
Yeah, James Donaldson received that penalty. Coming back out wearing his usual headgear. I noticed in the first half he wasn't wearing it. Decided at half-time he's missed it altogether. He drives the first tackle up on his play.
Certainly is. Donaldson plays the ball now. Lestrange gives it to Lynch. Lynch to Scruton. Nick Scruton trying to spin out the tackle, but three men round him, just holding him. Can't get the ball away. Quick play the ball there. Lestrange down that left-hand side with Lynch. Lynch gets the ball away to Wayne Godwin. Godwin now Carney. Carney just taking the tackle low. 10 metres short of the line. Now Lestrange from acting half. Scooting, deciding to go himself. At 3 metres short of the line. The ball goes back now. Carney gives it to Sykes. Sykes misses out Steve Menzies. Tries to go left again. Carney put a little kick in now. Is that going to be back to 6? What's the referee going to say? I don't think he's waving it. As now Nero with a hat-trick try. Rather fortunate with the bounce of the ball. Coming off the Leigh player, but he'll take that. It's a hat-trick for Chris Nero. 44-6 to the Bradford Bulls. Kick to come.
Yeah, there was a bit of a fortunate bounce there, and you were looking for the tackle count to be taken back to 0, and Thierry Albert was not obliging, but the ball just bounced up, and the defence just He disappeared, Paul. I don't know where it was. He just seemed to troll.
It parted like the Red Sea, didn't it?
Keeping up with your cheesy comments of the day, Paul. Yeah, but no one there is ready to tackle him. And you'd have thought they were trying to deny the kick opportunity, that they'd have been up and together as a unit rather than just parting like the Red Sea, as you say. It's a hat-trick try for Chris Nero. He won't be complaining. And Paul Sykes, if he can get another kick here, I'm sure he won't be complaining either.
There's the crowd on the far side of the stadium here. Not the fullest we've ever seen on to, but then again, it's not exactly the weirdest night. Giving Chris Nero a welcome reception for his hat-trick try as Paul Sykes gets that kick. It was a beautiful kick. It was through. It's 46-6.
Yeah, last week's defeat to the Crusaders was hard to take for many Bulls fans, and you can understand that. And I think a lot of them have just thought, well, we'll stay home tonight on this cold night, and we'll see how they go before the next league fixture against Wakefield next week. So it's just one of them things. You can't expect all fans to come out in the cold weather. And it's getting quite bitterly cold, isn't it, Paul? I certainly wasn't expecting this at 6 o'clock when I set off.
I can see my breath. That's how cold it is. So now, Bradford with Andy Lynch taking the ball forward, 20 metres out. It's now Donaldson just taking the ball forward again, just over the 30-metre line.
He's got a real eagerness about him. Ooh, a risky offload there as Chris Nero's through again. He's gone through, he hasn't got a lot of support options. He gets the ball inside to Wayne Godwin. A brilliant offload, and he just managed to get the two defenders to come to him and allow him to offload there. I don't know how many that, Paul. What do you reckon?
It was a fantastic run from Chris Nero. Just found a space, went for it, drew the ball back in, and the other defender who maybe would have covered Wayne Godwin gets the ball away, one-handed battle forward. Fantastic work from the Bradford Bulls. That brings up the 50. And Wayne Godwin, he won't be complaining. That's a try for him.
That's what we're talking about. Another try.
50 points to 6 to the Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, I remember after the Dewsbury game when I think Wayne Godwin and Heath Lestrange both scored, they mentioned that they won't have to do the naked run this year, but then they remembered that it doesn't count in the cup competition, so he's going to have to still score another one, even though he's got 2 chalk to his name already this season.
Yeah, how unfortunate for them. So the Legends wouldn't mind after the helicopter incident. But never mind, you know. It's a tradition we have at the Bradford Bulls, and it continues as Paul Sykes slots the kick over. 52-6 now to the Bradford Bulls. About 14 and a half minutes left. And, well, we're just going through the motions now as Paul Sykes comes off the pitch. Good applause from the Bradford faithful. They really are appreciating the effort that Sykes has put in. We're trying to spot who's come on in his place. She'll be told by the PA announcer in a minute. As he just drops the ball. Does Wayne Godwin?
Has just been replaced in a substitution
Leigh
by
the ball.
number 12, Glenn Hall.
Glenn Hall comes on in his place. That's a good, sizable stand-up there.
Yeah, I hope he lines up there as well, Paul. But he started at lock and at loose forward this afternoon. We weren't expecting that. Normally, a prop forward or a second rower. That was like prop most of his games for us. But rewarded his fine performances with a cameo appearance at stand-up. Why not?
Why not indeed? As Donlan down this left-hand side gives the Leigh faithful something to cheer. The Bradford crowd also appreciating the effort that's gone into that try. And well, good work there from Leigh to set Donlan free, the ex-Halifax, Huddersfield, Castleford and Leigh player.
Yeah, that's quite a mouthful, Paul, and I feel we've already stressed how the club Stuart Donlan has graced over the years, and he showed some good footwork and pace just to get over the line there. And the gap was created by the pass, but he managed to get through, and the Leigh fans certainly enjoyed that. That's as appreciative as a try I've seen for quite a while.
I think they've been waiting for that down at end because they're all congregated near the touchdown bar at that far end of the ground. It's not the best view of the ground, but Well, they've seen that rather well, that try from Stuart Donlan. So now Nick Nennan, points machine, as you said earlier on in the lower league. Just taking his time, not rushing his kick. It's a unique style that he has. Johnny Wilkinson-esque with the hands grasped together. Looks once again at the post, now concentrates on the ball. And with a big toe poke, misses the ball, misses the goal. It's Bradford Bulls 52, Leigh Centurions 10.
Yeah, and you said in the first half that scrum cap was white, not yellow. It still looks yellow to me. In fact, it looks very much like some of our hats in the club shop, Paul. Maybe it was cold before he came out and just started nipping and see what they could offer. Here, have a Bradford hat to wear.
As Dave Howell kicks us off, not usual for Dave Howell to do the kick-off, but hey, might as well try a few combinations, few different things, while you're so far ahead in the game. So, Leigh Centurions taking the ball forward with Leigh. Bradford defence, so not wanting to let them score enough to try. As Bybee gets the ball away. Rudyard just taking the tackle as Craig Kopchak and Elliot Whitehead getting ready to come on for the Bradford Bulls. But anyway, Leigh tapping down that far touchline. Really struggling to get out their own half. Once again though, as James Donaldson involved in the tackle with Scruton. Last tackle now. Rudyard down that blind side, it hits a Bradford player. What's the decision going to be? Scrum down. Bradford ball. Well, obviously not played at the ball. So, it's a Bradford scrum.
Ball played man rather than man playing ball, Paul, I think is the common term that's used. Just looking down this side, Nicky Stanton, as I was looking through Leigh's website earlier on, he turned down the opportunity to sign for Wigan Athletic as a footballer a few years back. He was a winger or centre forward as well. So it's not a financial choice, I think, Gavin. Usually a little bit more money involved in football.
It just shows where his heart is though. You know, obviously he loved rugby that much and he decided to play. And look at Ryan Giggs, he had the choice of rugby league or playing in football. I think the Welsh team won't be disappointed with his decision to play football.
And I think he's regretted that every day since, Paul. He's had a very unsuccessful football career. It was a good offload there, back on the inside. I think it was Lestrange to Nero.
So Elliot Whitehead and Craig Kopchak come on. Nick Scruton and Andy Lynch come off as James Donaldson down that blind side. Now Reardon looking, trying to get the ball away. Can't get it away though. Last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. 10 metres short of the line. Back it goes now. Carney, what's he going to do? Puts it back to Dave Halley. Dave Halley just caught on his own though. Tried to get the ball away. It's the last tackle, it's a turnover. Steve McNamara won't be pleased with the resulting of that set, and now a penalty because Head was all over. All over the man trying to play the ball, but as I say, Steve McNamara maybe won't be best pleased about the way that set finished.
Well, yeah, definitely, but in the position we're in at 52 points to 10 with 9 minutes to play, you can forgive them for not being as composed with a kick on the last tackle. Oh! Penalty given, and I think that's a wrong decision from Thierry Albert there. He's given that they were dragging the player out, but I felt he dropped the ball before he got to the line. So I thought it was a knock-on.
I think that's wrong. He was pushing. It wasn't a drag. It definitely wasn't a drag. That was a push from the players. And plus, as you say, he tried getting rid of the ball. End of the day, that should be a scrum in my opinion. But as we say, calling a referee from Thierry Albert, that is my opinion again. As the Leigh Centurions get the ball back out the back, just can't make the guard though. Stuart Reardon taking the tackle. Rudyard now taking the ball forward. Always a comedy moment here in the commentary position for the Bulls. Home fans always like to get involved, always like to hear themselves in the DVDs. As Leigh get the ball away, and it's Play on, says the referee, to zero tackle. Obviously, there's a knock on there. Glenhall ended up with the ball. Now what can Bradford do? Back on the inside, Menzies. Steve Menzies looking across, trying to find a gap. Carney taking the tackle low. Michael Morency just prowling the touchline, waiting to come on. And now a penalty against the Leigh Centurions, holding down as Chris Nero, is that's struggling a little bit with a foot injury or maybe an ankle injury, Dominic?
It certainly looks that way, and we've got 14 players on the pitch, and Michael Morency, as you mentioned, he was prowling the touchline as well. He was not interfering with play though. Craig Kopchak with the ball to... Oh! Unfortunate there, just overplaying again. A knock-on from Leigh there as the pass was fired at the defender maybe.
Yeah, Thierry Allardyce obviously said that the Leigh player was played at that ball, so it's a knock-on, but as I say, a little bit of a worry there. Chris Nero coming off, he's not really putting any weight on his foot or ankle. Maybe he's gone over on his ankle or something. We're just presuming things. But having done that, having torn ankle against himself, is a monster hit there on Michael Clark. Fantastic tackle there from the Leigh player. That's brilliant from Armistead. There's now Kopchak taking the ball forward for the Bulls. Shot to the line, Thierry Allardyce getting involved in the play of the ball area, trying to get them clear. Glenhall just bursts through one tackle and just falls over the line for the try. 6 minutes remaining of this game, and it's now the Bradford Bulls 56, Leigh Centurions 10.
Yeah, we did sense that there was a big score coming up, didn't we, with just over 20 minutes to go. And in that response, in that sense, we haven't been disappointed, but it's a shame because there was a big kick from Michael Platt just before, showing that Leigh haven't given up. But
and it's Glenhall who appears to be taking this kick attempt at goal. So obviously they've been practicing in training. And Glenhall lining up this kick.
So is it a day full of first for Glenhall today, do you think, Paul? First kick at goal, first day playing at loose forward, first day playing at stand-off. I think it reminds me of Neil Summers being quite a chunky stand-off from the past. Is he gonna manage to kick this? He has! That's another 2 points to Glenhall's name. And I think that must have been one of the signing on fees as he came across to England. Yeah, we do have cold weather Glen, but you can pick a couple of conversions for us. And he signed on the dotted line just on that basis.
Yeah, he wanted that conversion bonus that you get in your paycheck. And he's relishing that now as Ridyard once again kicks us off. High kick off again, but James Donaldson underneath it. Now looking for the gap, trying to get through. Can't get through though. Good tackling from this Leigh side from Ricky Bybee. Good tackling there. Yeah, Ricky Bybee getting involved in the defence. Played most of this game, and yes, I am trying to bring him up. Please sign me up as your agent. For God's sake, I need the money. As well, the Bradford Bulls tried to get rid of the ball in the tackle, but Luluai ends up with the ball. A great awareness there from Luluai to pick up that ball.
Yeah, it was, and if you take your eye off the ball at any point, you're going to lose track of what's going on. As Leigh just inside Bradford's 20, show promising signs of an attack. Robbie tries to dart through the opposition.
Yeah, Robbie Paul, I think he's just... He'd love to score a try here, and he's on stumping ground as Luluai gets the ball away. Robbie Paul, out it goes now. Ridyard, they've got the man out wide. And well, there's a tackle, but it gets the ball away. Leigh just throwing this ball around. Why not? They just try anything to get over. Now, Armistead taking the ball forward. Good run from Armistead there. He's over. Is it down though? Referee calling time off. He's having a word with his in-goal judge. And he gives the try.
It's a try for the Leigh
And well,
Centurions.
good work from Dave Armistead. Showing great power to just charge over that line to break the tackle. And good work from Leigh. It's now 58-14.
Yeah, after spreading the ball quite impromptu from the left to the right with good hands, they managed to get the ball back inside, and Armstead did well to power through really in the end. I can't see many of the Leigh fans moving on very quickly. Maybe that's an ironic cheer for the Bradford fans that we can see you sneaking out for.
Certainly irony not lost there on Tony down in the crowd. As McNanny, with the conversion attempt, gets it through, takes it to the Bradford Bulls 58, Leigh Centurions 16. 2 minutes of this game remaining, and well, it's just fizzled out there for the Bulls. They just want to get it over with really now and get into the dressing sheds and start preparing for next week against Wakefield. What do you think about that game then, Dominic?
I'm hoping it's warmer than it is today, Paul, first and foremost. Wakefield put up a really good fight against Leeds last week. They're not an easy side to beat, and we've certainly lost against them at Bellevue a few times over the years in the Super League era. It's going to be a tough one. We need to improve. Hopefully Chris Nero will be fit and available, and Matt Orford maybe.
He's sponsored by Phoenix Metal Fabrications. Give it up for number 4, Chris Nero!
Man of the match, Chris Nero, who's off the pitch. Is Leigh making another break with Leigh just taking the tackle?
Yes, Leigh taking the tackle. Good break from Ridge out there. Now, ball goes Robbie Paul. Gives the ball out. Great break again from the Leigh Centurions, but just not getting through. Now, Robbie Paul attacking, loses the ball though. Not the finish that he wanted to this game. There's 40 seconds left on the clock. Well, Chris Nero deserving that man of the match award, the Carnegie man of the match award. But, well, the Leigh fans finishing off the game, singing away like they have done as most of this game. Just 25 seconds left on this clock, and Bradford will just play this out of the field. Ricky Sharif takes the ball forward. Reardon now, it's up the jumper time. Reardon taking the tackle. 10 seconds left on the clock. And Sharif once again for lights and half, getting the meter stats up even more for his season. Quick volleyball it was. And Glenn Hall ends up with the ball. That's the last tackle of the game. It's full time here at the Bradford Stadium on Sunday. Carnegie Challenge Cup round 5 fixture. And it's finished the Bradford Bulls 58, the Leigh Centurions 16. Good work from the Bradford Bulls. Sets them up nicely for Wakefield. I've been Paul Smith, he's been Dominic Blake. Good night.
Just a reminder to say we are back here at the Grattan Stadium Wadsall on Sunday the 23rd of May, when the lads are going to take on the Engage Super League champions, the Leeds Rhinos. As I mentioned earlier, the kick-off for that game slightly later at 4:45 in the evening, and tickets for that game available from the ticket office or online at bradfordbulls.co.uk. Enjoy your